Hello, you all. I have not posted in a while because I've been going through some stuff emotionally. I've been trying to figure out how to continue when things have not gotten better. In fact, pain's gotten worse and situations have seemed to gotten worse. And I've got to stand and continue to believe God. And in my mind, I'm grieving, guys. I'm grieving the life I thought I would have at 54. The house I thought I would have, the vehicle, not for my own sake, but and the excess because I like to give. And especially when I got diagnosed, I was like, oh my gosh, once I get through this, I am going to help people because it is hard losing your good paying jobs because you just cannot physically do it. And having to just make pennies of what you used to make in dollars. I mean, it's just crazy. I went from, you all, just to give you perspective, I went from making really good money with the potential of making a whole lot more. And within 3 months, I was doing a job making a third less. You talk about, well, golly, it was, yeah, I'd say about a third less. And it has not gotten better. And so at this time, it's not gotten better. And just having the symptoms that I've had that have limited me. I tried to go back to school, and then we realized, the brain has a problem. Um, the chemo added with the other stuff that I was healing from the post-concussion syndrome, just what the neuro therapist said, it's like the perfect storm. So anytime I push my brain too far, and that can happen within any week, it's just like feeling the symptoms of a concussion again. So I have to be very careful not to push it. It's healing. The body can heal itself if you give it time. But if you push past that, you just make it worse. And I had done that without realizing, like my last day at Red Lobster, we didn't know what was wrong with me, and why I just couldn't walk and was just dizzy. Well, my brain, that was the first time that it happened. And it didn't happen again. And that was in 2016. January, I remember the date. 2016. It was, not January, it was in July. I think it was July 12th. Last day there. And then it happened again January of 2020. And that's when they figured it out. And they said, you cannot push it because if you push it again, it just gets worse. The brain cannot be done that way. So I've had to slow down. And I was going back to school because I love to learn, and I had started some things and started getting sick even in college, guys. And so there was a lot I had to give up to heal, to have children. And then once the kids came and it was ready for college, I needed to make sure they got their degrees and that they were set up for life. And that meant I had to keep pushing myself back in the things that I desired further back, which is as it should be. We're parents. And then you get sick on top of that. And so, it's just made it difficult, to have to let go of the things that I thought I was going to be able to catch up. I thought this was going to be my catch-up season, and it hasn't been. So at this time, not yet. But it's been 9 years, and I'm still working every day to try to, with all the stuff that's going on, not let it alarm me. Again, and if you know me, I took a whole year off of scans, tests, which was probably not the wisest thing to do physically, but it was very needed emotionally, mentally, and psychologically. I needed to live life for a little while outside of that. Now, I am praying that I've not made, I've not made things worse for me without eyes on some things we were watching very closely. So that's all starting up again, and I'm believing God that that didn't cost me, and that's scary. I know this fear is not of God, But I live a lot of every day not knowing, but still needing to live life. I still need to do as much as I can do. And my brain is still there. I'm still working. We went to a restaurant yesterday. Not yesterday, a couple of days ago. My girls we went out to eat and we went to see a movie. And they, and I had the hardest time. I was sitting there checking the hostesses, um, timing things, watching the bussers and seeing how long it's taking them to to buzz the table. When the server came, I'm sitting there watching her to make sure she does the steps of service, and she did. She did a great job. And then the food quality, making sure the food was hot, making sure the food tasted the way it was. Because this is a restaurant I worked at for a long time, so I knew how everything's supposed to taste, how everything was supposed to look. I noticed that on the salad, they'd forgotten one of the components of the salad that made that salad one of the best salads around, but I didn't say anything. Um, the toasted ravioli looked off. My girl said, "Leave it alone. It tastes good." So I didn't eat it, but I was like, okay. We did the pasta fagioli. My daughter noticed that I just gave away the restaurant, tasted off, and we were to tell the manager, and they were grateful because it did taste off. It was like they forgot something in it. I know what they forgot, but yeah. But when you've done this kind of work for so long, it's hard to let it go, And that's why I don't go to a whole lot of events, guys, especially not weddings, because I've done them, and I notice things that if they just would do this, and then I have to resist the urge of wanting to help because I know how. And it's not my place. So I have to be careful because I have no outlet for those things. And I'm grieving the ability to be able to do those things. And even as a catering manager, noticing the placement of things and the flow and the staff and the cleanliness of everything. Oh, when I had an outlet, it made it a lot better. But so that's where I am, trying to figure out what else God put inside of me during this season where I can have the revenue come in, and that all of these years of experience don't go to waste, and that I'm able to use something else. I know that God knew that this is where I was going to be, so He's got another something there, and I don't know what it is because I spent years figuring out the other. And walking in that and developing that, and I have to start over. But I know I'm not the only one. So I am making it a point to start talking again. It's more painful because things have not turned around the way I wanted them to, and the physical pain has increased. And there's been some more symptoms that have popped up that are just baffling, that I didn't expect. And it's going to be hard, but I know there are people that are going to go through this, and you're going to need somebody that's honest and that's in faith, that is going to share how God helped her through. So that's what my goal is. I think now I'm in a much better place because every time I think it can't be worse, it gets a little worse. But I know for a fact that God can't lie. And if He can sustain me, He can deliver me. And He has been sustaining me. But one day, deliverance will come. So anyway, I just wanted to touch base with that. I know it's kind of long, but I'll try not to talk so long. But I'm going to get that website back up. But I'm going to do it the way I want to do it. And because I know we never know. I just had my brother-in-law die who was exactly 4 months younger than me. And out of all my family, I'm the one with the most issues. So if you just go by that, then I definitely need to be about the Father's business. Not saying that I won't outlive everybody, but we never know. And when you're in the cancer world and you're when you're around people that are long-term sufferers, you see a lot of death, unexpected death. And I'm not preparing for death. I'm preparing to live the rest of my life as well as I can be, even more so. Pushing a little harder, digging deeper, leaning more into grace, and finding out what can be done with that. Even through pain, emotionally, physically, psychologically, even spiritually. Um, yeah, you can live life through pain. There's a duality I live in. And sadness, but hope. I have hope. Sadness, but I have joy. I feel desperation, but I have hope. It's weird duality. Didn't even know you could do this. Anyway, I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good Christmas. And remember that you can get through what you need to get through because God is there.